I was working on my graduate degree. I started to get into Heidegger, who is very controversial, but that doesn't mean you throw the baby out with the bathwater. He was a Nazi for 11 months. Bad Heidegger. Bad. Bad. He denounced the Nazi party after 11 months and said, "You're all a bunch of charlatans, I reject you." And then he spent the rest of World War II as an outcast. But still, that 11 months were gross. He got his professor fired and then took his job. His professor was a guy named Husserl. He was Jewish. I'm doing this because I just don't want anybody to be confused about why I'm reading Heidegger. I'm reading Heidegger, and I realized something in his bibliography. He's quoting Ibn al-Haytham and Ibn Sina. And at the time, I didn't know who they were, so I went, who are these guys? When he was quoting Ibn Sina, the reason he was quoting Ibn Sina is because his teacher, Husserl, who, by the way, was brilliant, he shouldn't have fired him. This is ugly. Husserl had taken Hegel and Ibn Sina and merged them and created a new branch of philosophy called phenomenology. So when Heidegger was taking his thing on being in time to the next level, he was building off of that. And then, of course, that became the moment when philosophy in the world completely changed. Everybody who hates Heidegger is still a Heideggerian. There's no going back. Heidegger changed philosophy. He grabbed it, he shook it, he flipped it upside down, and he redid it. But part of his inspiration for this was that conversation I had with you earlier about Ibn Sina and the nature of the universe. He took and built on that and then changed philosophy forever. So even though the guy was a 1,000-year-old thinker, he was still playing a major role 100 years ago in changing the way we do philosophy. In other words, there's no separation between any of this. It's all connected together. One last thing. So the Arabs had idiomatically translated Aristotle